expanding from ego to superconsciousness. In order to participate realistically in the empirical world of good and evil, we created limiting beliefs about ourselves and designed them to be able to entrance us so deeply that we have not especially been interested in the unknown realms beyond. We have become fearful about our lives. Everything that we feel we need to survive is based on fear of not surviving. To mitigate this, we work and buy insurance while we align ourselves with the limiting beliefs of feeling intimidated and of growing old and dying. Any different reality for ourselves is doubted and not participated in. Our ego consciousness wants proof for what we can experience in another energetic dimension that the ego cannot perceive. The ego cannot imagine how love and compassion can be more powerful than aggressive destructiveness. How can love and compassion overpower a nuclear bomb? This is the domain of stars, the brightest beings in the cosmos. Because everything consists of wave patterns of energy, power resides in the control of energetics. This is the realm of consciousness, which is infinite, and in which we participate and have our essence. Our entirety is conscious, from the subatomic entities comprising our molecular structure to our entire empirical world. Consciousness is the cause of all energetic expressions, and we are the directors within consciousness. When we realize that we have access to the cause of everything, in our unhindered conscious abilities, we can live without fear, because we can create any energetic patterns that we desire with our mental and emotional abilities. We can change the structure of a nuclear bomb by loving and directing the consciousness of the constituent elements. This is so far beyond ego consciousness that we cannot believe it, unless we are in tune with our true essence of being. To do this requires absolute confidence in what we are intending. It is an intimate union with the consciousness that creates everything, the Divine One. This is how we create miracles and become self-sustaining and enhancing of all life. To break out of our hypnotic human trance, we can become aware of our inner knowing and learn to trust ourselves beyond ego consciousness. The ego wants proof for what it is not capable of knowing. In order to expand our awareness beyond the ego, we need to awaken our inner knowing, which is aligned with our conscience. Arising with an infinite consciousness and self-knowing, we are expressions of our deepest essence. Beyond our ego consciousness, we are our own infinite presence of awareness everywhere and always. With our power of realization, we can create and alter empirical structures and experiences. My books contain lessons, one after another, in how to achieve this state of being. Our full realization of who we are can develop as a result of paying attention to our deepest love and joy. We are constantly created to live, filled with joy and vitality. By opening our inner awareness to these qualities, we can share our emotional awareness with all conscious beings and work with them for the greater expression of life and beauty and majesty. Message from the angels: may the light of love guide you on your path. My dear friends, we love you so very much. The light of lights has made its more memorable appearances in your world, often in humble and subtle forms. To the eyes, the babe in the manger appeared to be a newborn child born to humble, traveling parents. There were some, however, who had hearts that knew love, eyes to see the beauty within, and souls that could recognize the spirit within the child. Likewise, the oil in the lamp, miraculous though it might be, was seen to some as a gift from an external God, while those who felt the love in their own hearts deeply knew this light to be the light of the divine burning brightly, a mirror of the light within themselves that was never extinguished. Dear ones, the love of the divine, the energy which gives you life in each breath, the love that lives in all of creation, exists in all forms, both humble and grand. It can be perceived by hearts that vibrate with love in even the smallest forms. When you are in a moment of love or appreciation, a humble pebble becomes beautiful. The divine spark in you recognizes the divine spark within the stone. It, too, is an act of loving creation, and in the right space, you can recognize the miracle of its perfect form. In your season of light, many of you spend time in this vibration of love. So many of you enjoy simple pleasures. You feel divine love in a song. You taste it in a treat. You share it in your games and giving of gifts. You see it in the eyes of those you love as you slow down to appreciate one another. You share it in your charitable acts and prayers. You see it burning in the candles and feel its warmth and magic in your holiday lights. And even those of you who are grieving or suffering are reaching even more strongly for the light this time of year as you feel the contrast. Even in that contrast, you are calling more strongly than usual for the experience of that light to return to your hearts. Sit with us if you are in this space and be the empty manger in the dark, waiting for the arrival of the light. Be the lamp without oil that awaits your miracle. History did not occur a long time ago and stop at that moment. The light keeps reappearing in the darkness, and will do so for eternity, for it lives within all beings and all things and burns beneath all darkness, waiting to be revealed as the heart surrenders to the simplest kindness. Dear ones, see if you can perceive the light of the season in the simplest moments. Admire a card or a gift you are given, and for a moment, hold it to your heart, and feel the love beneath it. If you could connect with the giver's desire for your joy, you would be overwhelmed, for all souls long to allow the love that lives within them to flow. Some do so, some forget this innate drive and pinch off the love. It lives within all beings just the same. See if you can savor the love in a warm bowl of soup, or a cup of tea. On a silent night, look at the stars above and see if you can imagine the love that created and lives in the vastness of your universe. Listen to a song and feel the love of the one who wrote it, the ones who play it, and those who sing it to this day. This light is available all year in countless forms. It is there to be seen and felt whenever you find the frequency of love or appreciation for anyone or anything. Nonetheless, at this time of year, many of you find it a little easier to perceive and a little easier to celebrate. Slow down and savor your beautiful moments, traditions, and celebrations. Savor the time you have in stillness with and allow the Creator's love to flow freely to you. And if you are grieving and feeling the contrast of your experience with what you have had in the past, then dear ones, remember that even in the darkness, the light is there, waiting to be born once again in your lives. Merry Christmas, dear friends. Happy Hanukkah, happy solstice, and simply a blessed day to all of you, whether you celebrate or not. We celebrate you every day. We see your divine spark at all times, and, as you allow yourself any small experience of love, you too will find a light that is never extinguished, born humbly time and again in every given moment, and there to raise you up in ever-expanding ways. God bless you. We love you so very much. The angels, the 12th dimensional creators, avoid the spiritual ego and do this instead. We are here for you. We are the creators. We are a 12th dimensional collective of non-physical beings, and we are here to help. You have been on a path for a very long time. Your path did not begin when you woke up in this lifetime. Your path began so very long ago that it would be difficult to quantify it in a number of years. The journey is always changing, because you enjoy variety and you enjoy challenges. You do want to fathom how old you really are so that you can understand how wise you really are, how masterful you really are. In order to do that, you must see yourself as being bigger than this singular incarnation would indicate. You are meant to see yourself as a multidimensional, eternal, infinite being. You are meant to see yourself as light and love. That doesn't mean that you need to destroy your ego or bury your ego, but it does mean that you need to use that sense of self that the ego is to expand, to move into your natural self. Your true self is divine. Your true self is everything, and therefore, when you at least open up to that idea, you can take yourself and your life less seriously and start enjoying the fun ride that you are on. Now, we know that you have to make it fun, because it's not always presenting itself to you as a giant amusement park. But when you consider how much you have already done, how much you have already achieved as an eternal being, you must realize that making this life fun and enjoyable is a small task by comparison to how much you have already accomplished. You need to give yourselves more credit and elevate your sense of self without getting caught up in spiritual ego. Spiritual ego would tell you that you are the savior, that you are better or more spiritual than everyone else. You don't want to get caught up in that egoic trap either. We are all source, and we are all one, and there is nothing higher than that. And you don't have to figure out who you've been in every dimension, and in every lifetime in order to know yourself. You do want to feel for the love that you are in order to know yourself more completely, and that's something that is a lifelong pursuit. You want to know yourself as love in the face of hate, in the face of discrimination, in the face of abandonment. These are real challenges. These are the things that your life is really about. And yes, as a result of doing all of that work of just being yourself in the face of whatever is in front of you, you do get to ascend. You get to know yourself as more, experientially, and in a more permanent way, than you do when you just choose love, in a particular moment. Now, people there on earth often get caught up in what they are supposed to do, but it is so much more important for you to focus on who you are supposed to be, and then let the doing come from that. But don't see the doing as what life is all about. You can also see the expression of the true self as being significant, because it is, and that can be expressed in a smile, in kind words that you speak, in compassion that you feel, or healing that you send. Relax and know that you are loved because you are loved, and don't get so caught up in the details of your life, of anyone's life. You don't even need to get caught up in the human condition, in the human struggle that you sometimes see all of humanity embroiled in, because it's all good. It's all serving the greater good. The highest good will always be served, whether you ask that it be or not. If we were to summarize and give you our teachings in a nutshell, we would say be curious about yourselves, be curious about life. Be curious about exploring who and what you really are, and don't worry about mistakes or missteps. Don't worry about getting it wrong, because as we said, it always serves the highest good, and you can tell whether you are moving towards that highest good or not by how you are feeling in the moment. We are the creators, and we love you very much. Source: arrayofflight.com. The other videos are in the English video playlist. Help me spread the light. Click like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Thank you.